All right, guys, we are back, and today, very excited to have Mr. Liam Weisner with us to talk about his inside experience. Um, Liam and I know each other through Entra. He was my coach for many, many months, and a great individual has helped me through a lot of obstacles during my entrepreneurial journey. So I was very excited that he agreed to be able to come on camera and talk for us for just a few minutes on what insight meant for him. He's been with Entra for a little while. I'm not going to tell his whole story. He's going to tell us here in just a second. But he's been with them a while, had and seen all these different things, and it's always a interesting perspective for somebody that's kind of been in the business for some time, and to have the perspective that they have with insight and how everything kind of connects together. So, Liam, again, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Um, Tell me about yourself, man. Tell this group what Liam Weisner's all about.
Well, thank you for having me, first off. Uh, I started my entrepreneurial journey through accident. I ended up in door-to-door sales through, again, accident. I went to go do an install job, but COVID happened, shut the country down, and I lost my income stream and wanted to find a way to do the same selling online. Came across my business partner. He taught me marketing and during the whole country shutdown of 2020. And shortly after, became fast friends and ended up becoming business partners where we work with veterans teaching marketing. And he got me a birthday present last year or at the beginning of November. And that was Insight. He told me don't go there expecting to take notes or anything like that. Don't treat it like a business seminar. Just go do whatever they tell you to do. And so I was kind of I had no idea what the hell to expect. I thought all these people were going to be like seasoned marketers, and I'm like all like I felt like I was going to be a noob and stuff like that. So it was a completely different experience. But I've been doing this for
So,
2 years now.
and like, was there a reason that he thought that you needed to go to Insight? Like, where were you at in life that was something that was interesting or intriguing or seemed like something that you might want to do, or was it just strictly I'm going because you told me to go?
Yeah, that's it. He's
Okay.
like, dude, you're going. That's it. Like, oh.
That is an amazing friend. Both of you have a great relationship. That you would just trust him enough to be able to say, "Yeah, I'll go to Denver for 3 days without any kind of warning."
Well,
That's
he's like, I
great.
can't tell you anything about it. It's gonna ruin it. So just go and follow my rules.
That's really the hardest thing about all of these events is, having conversations with people that haven't gone, and really trying to get across what it is that you experience there without really getting into the nitty-gritty, because you know that you want them to go and you want them to experience themselves, and you don't want to mess it up for them. But tell us a little bit about that. What was your experience at Insight like?
So real quick, every time one of the alumni ends up saying try, I have Todd's voice in the
Oh,
back
I'm so
of my
sorry.
head, like try and sit down.
I'm so sorry. Yes, yes, I recall that as well.
Yeah, it hasn't left me in the full year. Like every time I hear it, I picture Todd saying that. Uh, Insight was very interesting. I was completely uncomfortable the whole time, but in a good way.
Okay.
Like I opened myself up, and every time I had like a mini micro breakthrough, which all ended up compounding by the time it got to the very end. I looking in the back corner, looking at Chris because he's facilitating. That was one of the last ones he facilitated for Insight. So I'm just looking at him. He's like, "Shut up! Go look! Just pay attention." So that was fun. I My father had passed away recently before that, and I left. He left me thinking that he was not proud of me or he was disappointed in me. And through the work that I did there, I was able to have that hard conversation with my mom and open up about it. And she was like, no, no, no. Like, literally right before he passed, he wanted you all to know that he was proud of each and every one of you. And that relieved a huge burden that I felt like I needed at that time. Also helped me a lot with imposter syndrome. I mean, I still get it from time to time, but uh, it definitely helped me a lot with that as well. And
Also,
it's hard to talk about because we can't get into any details.
okay, okay. Um, that is true. There've been a couple of people that have come close, and I'm like, well, no, no, this is
Don't
not a
want
time or
rumors.
place for that. God will kill us. Um, well, that's amazing. So, like, I'm assuming that your life completely changed after Insight, and if it did, in what ways? I
So
mean, again, we got the imposter syndrome and that, but
yeah,
how is that experience cascaded above and beyond just those sort of instances?
a lot more inner peace.
Okay.
Like it like I felt like I was in chaos and just barely hanging on by my fingernails on a cliff type thing.
Mm,
And I was able to kind of pull myself back up off that ledge. And I usually put on a pretty good front for everyone, being a veteran that suffers a lot from PTSD and depression. And so I'm able to put up a pretty good front. But I was really struggling at that time. And so it couldn't have come at a better time for me, especially the holidays. This time of year is notoriously bad for people who suffer depression and things like that. And that's something that's very close to me with the veterans because we lose too many every day. But I almost ended up one of them quite a few times. And I felt like I was heading closer to that place around that time. Like I get those thoughts, I push them down, but it doesn't ever really leave us. And so it allowed me to build a better connection with my business partner, students, and some other people that we met from the veteran community. So it was super cool. I got to meet a lot of great people. Todd's awesome. And so it was
yeah.
like literally everyone else on the staff. And so it started a lot of friendships there as well.
I have found the same thing coming out of Insight personally. Just the ability to make those interpersonal connections is so much easier because a lot of that baggage is basically sloughed off. And I think you hit it on the head there with, just inner peace, like being able to walk around in your own skin again. That was the big thing, or one of the big things for me as a takeaway from Insight. But if you were to, do what Chris did, and say you need to go to Insight, but doing it in a little bit less deliberate manner and kind of qualify somebody for it. Who do you believe uh, could benefit from going to Insight?
I absolutely believe like literally everyone could. Like there's not a person that would not benefit from it if they gave it a fair chance. That is my ultimate belief after going through it. I seriously can't speak enough about it because it is just that powerful. I really do wish that they had that like when we were teenagers learning to be the people, or maybe even right when you go to college or any of that stuff. Like at some point in our early adult life, we should have had the ability to go through something like this. And I did see a few teenagers there, and I couldn't help but think, like, man, they are freaking lucky. They're getting a head start in knowing who they are and being able to accept themselves for who they are. And so I thought that was the coolest thing was seeing some of those teenagers there.
We had 110 people, I think, in our group, and the age range was the same. It was like from 16 to mid 70s, probably even early 80s. And what I again, one of the many astounding things that I took away from that was that there wasn't a dry in the house when we left. It was such a huge experience that no matter what background, no matter what age, race, creed, color, it does not matter. You will get something out of this, to the point that you made earlier, if you're coming in with the right mindset. It will absolutely change your life. And I'm
I
glad that I was able to get to that experience, to be able to have this conversation with you. Liam, thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate the time. I know you're a very, very busy guy. And I know that at the one of the core foundations of everything that you do is to help those that you know are in need. And I asked and you answered, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, man. So thank you very much. You don't want to plug anything? You want to plug OVF?
No, this is your place right now.
No
So
worries. No.
I'm happy being present with you. So thank you for having me, Matt. You're a good dude, seriously.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have a good one, okay?
You too, man.